Oh my gosh, this traffic is nuts.
Shall we see this? Okay, we're going to record. So, and we're going to get started, and we'll keep an eye out as people join in. But welcome, leaders. It's so nice to be together again. It's been a while. Before we get rolling tonight, I just want to take a moment and let you know that I've heard from some of you, and I've heard from some of our trunk keepers regarding the events of the weekend with terrible storms and tornadoes. We are moving as fast as we can. We're accommodating as much as we can, particularly our customers that have had such terrible experiences. We're trying to replace clothes for them, fill in clothes for them. We've also been, thanks to all of you and the trunk keepers out there, we've been put in contact with some organizations that are looking for financial support as well. So we'll be buttoning all this up over the next 48 hours or so. As I said, we've prepared some boxes today that'll go out first thing tomorrow morning. I know Allie's been working with the distribution center to send some things out today and tomorrow as well. But thank you for all the support, and please know that our hearts and our prayers are with everyone. It's truly an incredibly terrible situation. So, but with the true spirit of this company and this brand, we're there to support as much as we possibly can. So thank you. Well, this is our last leader call of the year. We're wrapping up the holidays, we're wrapping up 2021, and most importantly, we're getting ready for 2022. It's so important because this week is really focused on getting your teams signed back up to join us in 2022 and get focused on the future. And certainly leave, I want to say, the last couple of years behind us. It's been such a tumultuous couple of years between the virus, the logistics issues. I'd like to just sort of compartmentalize things. That's how I focus on the future. And that's what we're here to talk about, celebrate some things tonight, but also focus on the future. And as leaders, we depend on you to help carry that message with great confidence. We talked a lot about this when we were here in Fort Myers back in October, and talked about leadership and talked about, I told you then, I can't do this alone. Renee can't do this alone. We have to be able to lock arms and with great confidence prepare for a future. And we need you all to carry the messages. But I wanted to start tonight by addressing some issues regarding the trunk 2022 trunk strategy and trunk pricing. Because over the weekend, I saw the flood of responses to Renee's Facebook post. I guess the interesting thing for me is I feel as though I've spent the last year, a little bit over a year, because I've been involved with the company since August as executive chairwoman. I've spent the past year or so working very, very hard with the team on being transparent and honest and bringing a sense of integrity back to this company. And I have to be honest, sometimes the headwinds of what get thrown back at us in terms of not trusting us is shocking. But, I will carry on with what I promised you all, which is I would share and be as transparent as I can be about what's happening. So there seems to be still some underlying fear that we're not being honest or transparent about our trunk pricing. So I kind of want to address everything head on. Before I do that, I thought I'd read very interesting. I was reading an article this morning in a trade newspaper, and I thought I'd read you a little excerpt from the article. And it talked about inflation is at a 39-year high in the month, or was at a 39-year high in the month of November. Pandemic-era supply chain pressures have certainly made it more expensive and difficult to produce and ship goods around the world. Online apparel prices in November spiked 17.3% compared with a year ago. These price increases for apparel and footwear are truly unprecedented after 20 plus years of deflation in the apparel and footwear market. So when I read this sort of like, why are prices going up? Prices are going up. I don't understand. I guess the question I have back to everybody would be, and I'd ask you to carry the same message back to your teams as these questions come up, is when was the last time you went to the supermarket? When was the last time that you went to fill up your tank with gas? You know what? We face exactly the same financial headwinds as every other industry. Freight rates are more than double what they were a year ago, more than double. We used to pay, just to put in perspective, I know this doesn't mean a lot to, all of you, but $5,000 a container. So what comes in that container on a ship could, depends on the size of the product, but just put it in perspective. We used to pay about $5,000 a container to ship goods. We are now paying anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 a container to ship goods. That is completely out of our control. Our actual garment costs are up quite significantly, actually, due to the price of fabric going up, along with the price of labor in our factories. There are numerous things that go on overseas. There are new laws being put down on how long our printing mills can operate, and they have to shut down because of water shortages and electricity shortages. So when we talk about global logistics issues, it's far more than the ships sitting off the coast of California. There's an awful lot that goes on that's causing inflation to the level that it's at. We as a company have been absorbing all of these price increases since July, and we haven't asked for anything. We've taken them all on. It has put us in the red because we've absorbed everything. And quite frankly, the minor price increases that were passed along within our trunk costs do not even fully absorb the impact of the price increases that were faced going into spring of 2022. We have tried to be extremely, extremely thoughtful about how much to pass along, because we realize, right? We realize this is an investment. For some of you, this is your living, but we are not doing anything that is in excess of what we have been absorbing as a company. There were questions around the price of the curated trunk that you couldn't, people couldn't reconcile it. They couldn't make heads or tails. It's not adding up. What are you doing? Okay, so the curated trunk for spring will carry 23% more choices than what we called, it's the starter trunk for fall. And fall was the first, for those of you that may not remember, fall was the first season that we launched that smaller trunk. It'll carry 60% of the boutique business trunk. And on the fall side, it only carried 45%. So again, we listened, we heard a lot of call outs. If you don't have samples, you can't sell the product. We weigh everything, and we've tried to equip those that choose the curated trunk as a more financially affordable way to be in the business. We've tried to give them a slightly more robust trunk so that they can do more business. Online choices. Online choices have always existed. They existed before I got here. And I'm not sure what the rub is about online choices, to be perfectly honest, since they cost the trunk keepers nothing. Like, they don't cost anything. And yet it allows everybody the opportunity to sell more and earn more commission. We have 5.2 million visits to our website a year. Everybody earns commission off of things that are purchased off of our website. So if we can offer additional colorways, if we can offer things that we might be testing, the way we tested tween in the fall season, and not burden all of you and your trunk keepers with the additional cost of carrying those things, I actually believe, I believe we're being fiscally responsible and also very sensitive to everyone. But again, this is something that, in my opinion, should be viewed as an opportunity to earn more commission without putting out any more money, not an obstacle. And for some reason, it keeps coming up like it's an obstacle. The 12-month payment plan. How many of you have car payments or yearly subscriptions? I know I do. Maybe even a gym membership. I have a gym membership. You know what your payment is every single month, and you can plan out as far as you would like to plan, because you know with consistency what you're going to have to put out every single month. You have a pretty high degree of certainty. This is no different. All I have heard since I've come into the business last August is how complicated our trunk payment plan is, how complicated our sign-up process is, how nobody can ever speak to it, nobody can recruit, it's so challenging, it's so difficult. Well, we've tried to solve for that and make it simple. And just like a gym membership or a subscription, maybe not your car payment, you can cancel 60 days with 60 days notice. No one's locking in anyone into anything. No one is asking anyone to commit for a year. You can, it's in our policies. If your teams have read through the policy documents, it's in there loud and clear. You're not locked into anything other than a 60-day commitment, quite frankly. So it's to me, the simplest, most straightforward way that we could offer anybody to be in the business. Now, how do we plan trunk costs? There seem to be a lot of questions that we don't share information, and how could we not share information? Because to plan a cost, you must know exactly what's going in all the trunks, and the stories go on and on and on. It is a very, very complex process, and it takes months and months to break down what the trunk cost should be. We don't look to cheat anyone, and in fact, extenuating circumstances, as I mentioned earlier, can quickly put us in the red on the trunks, which it did, quite frankly, this fall holiday season. So first, the first thing that we do is we have to determine a fair and equitable trunk cost long before we conclude buying a season. You know, in the past, I've mentioned this before, is that, you know, we used to make the punishment fit the crime. Today, we don't. We are very thoughtful, we're very planful, we try to be fair, we try to be equitable. And we based our costing information on what our current best knowledge is of what's going on with our product costs, our vendors' issues, as well as our logistics partners. And that includes not only product, there are other things that have to go into the trunk costs, right? Paper.
Nessie.
Hey, okay, paper, shipping materials, even
Yes.
labor costs at our distribution center. And as I mentioned earlier, everything has gone up, and it's not easy to even secure everything that you need.
Zach and Aiden.
I bet you most of you don't know there's an enormous paper shortage, and the printers, at all printers right now, not only our printer, they're experiencing labor issues like crazy. They don't have enough labor, so they can't produce unless you're paying a premium. And we are paying a premium to get you what you need to do business. You know, everything about what we've done, we chose the plan, we chose the payment, we laid everything out to make things simple. But I feel like so many trunk keepers are overcomplicating exactly what this is. It's pretty straightforward. There's no loopholes, there's no underlying secrets or underlying plans. It is what it is. 12 simple monthly payments that allow everyone to join, anyone that wants to join at any time. It allows all of you to easily recruit. You don't have to recalculate, you don't have to finagle numbers, you don't have to reprint assets. It's a very, very simple approach so that you can come in whenever you want to come in. And as I stated earlier, you can go out with a 60-day notice. It's not that complicated. It's actually quite simple. There's been requests. Why can't we know exactly what's coming in the trunks? You know what? We've never provided packing lists or line lists prior to the start of a season. We provide you with an approximate value of the trunks, and you receive packing lists with the shipments. This practice is going to continue, and we are not shortchanging anyone on anything. We don't play that way. I don't play games. If we tell you we're delivering on something, and I hope by now you've known me long enough to know that what I say is what I do. And there's nothing sneaky and there's absolutely nothing behind, but we don't know necessarily exactly what we're delivering when we have to put this whole program together. And as the trunks roll out, you get your packing lists. And those of you that, I don't know, some people said they need them for tax purposes, save your packing lists. And as you do your taxes throughout the year, you've got your style counts and all the information that you need for taxes. Promo items. So there seems to be some, I don't know, some concern about the promo items. Here it is. If you opt in for the boutique business trunk, promo items are included monthly with the exception of June. We've never had specific promo items to the month of June. We generally do pick a promo for that month. And right now that is the current plan. If you decide on the curated trunk, you can elect to purchase promo items as an add-on. Again, pretty straightforward. We published it, and that's exactly what we're sticking to. The last piece I want to address was shipping delays. I hear, and it's really, I'd like to answer questions, and I don't know if anybody's keeping track of them, but if there's a few you can keep track of, we'll answer them at the end when I'm done. Shipping delays. So I've heard that there's resistance to sign back up for 2022 due to all the shipping delays we experienced this season, and people want to guarantee. Well, gosh, I wish I had the crystal ball. If I did, I'd probably be out there making who knows how much money, helping a lot of other companies. I know you think it was pretty horrific this season, but I got to be honest with you. You have no idea how bad it is out there. I know for a fact that some of the major women's apparel brands are receiving their Christmas holiday product in February. So, I mean, yes, we had it tough, no doubt about it. Don't take it lightly. It's giving Jenna a lot of gray hairs. However, we are not alone. And quite honestly, it is far worse out there than even we have experienced. So we're doing everything we can to launch on the 1st of every month, starting in February. That is our plan as it stands now. We are airing in the majority of our kits, particularly on the front end of the season, to ensure that they're here in time for you. Again, we're airing in our kits. We are absorbing the cost of airing in your sample kits. We've added to our lead times. This is one of the reasons when everybody kind of gets up in arms about wanting to select sizes, it gets very, very difficult, right? Because we are committing further out to try to guarantee we have more time to get the product here so we can minimize if there are any delays. Do we think the season's going to be smoother? Yes, we think it's going to be smoother. Can I guarantee you that it's going to be perfect? No, I'd be a fool. And I told you guys a long time ago, I don't promise anything I'm not 100% sure I can deliver on, but we absolutely believe it is going to be much, much smoother. January, someone asked where we were on the month of January. 60% of the collection is already in our warehouse. Okay, 60, 60% of the collection. That's right. Cheers on. And our launch date is actually, I think, a week earlier this year than it was last year, Jenna. It's January the 11th. We launched a week later last year. The balance of January is scheduled to arrive on time, with the exception of 2 accessories, which are still up in the air. It's a pair of socks and a little fanny pack. Other than that, right now, with the best information we have, it's all expected to arrive on time. And in terms of the month of February, it is either currently on a vessel or being aired in. So again, to the best of our knowledge, things will be here to be able to launch at the beginning of the month. Again, I can't guarantee everything, but we are doing the absolute best we can by adding to lead times, airing in trunks to make sure that your samples are all here. And lastly, even airing in some shipments to make sure that we try to hit our dates on time. So with that being said, Jenna, what are some of the key questions?
Everybody would like if you can share your article.
I don't know if I can actually, because it's a women's wear thing. I don't know if I
Or
can
maybe
do that.
scan it in and just
Okay.
email it out. Danielle said, yeah, the issue back when we had the full trunk is people assumed that we would get every single item. So TKs felt like they were being shortchanged with online only styles.
Yeah.
Definitely in the field, there's still a sense of distrust stems from decisions made prior to your arrival. And she reiterated that the leadership team is out there communicating what we've told them. There is definitely a group of TKs that are spreading negativity, which is what we saw in some of the photos shared.
Yeah, in terms of, the online only thing, it just surprises me only because it was here before I got here.
Yeah.
So when we put the trunk together, it has nothing to do with what we then add on to do as online onlys. We do the online only so that we can give you all more product to sell. A lot of times it's just color extensions of what you're getting, or it's something that, it could be, we don't have a big ruffle, little girl's big ruffle pant in a month, but everybody knows what it is. We've carried it prior months and it's a color specific to a month. Or as I said, we test new things, but it has nothing to do with when we actually plan the trunks. That's always over and above the trunks. So anything that you can do to share that information so that people understand the why. We also don't want to burden people with things that might be very new and testing, and we don't know if they're going to sell. So I think that that's an important aspect as well. We are trying to keep our trunk costs as reasonable as possible. Yes, on the negativity, I don't know what to do about those people. I see them and same names keep cropping up, to be perfectly honest. And it's disturbing, but I just need all of your help to squelch it when it comes up.
Jennifer mentioned she feels like she has to purchase online only styles when we do them. She has a strong home customers that shop home. At home is a category that is all online. So when there's an online release, she likes to have the option to get those styles without having to use all of her personal incentives. I think it's great people can choose, but she would love the option. And like Donna said, the reason that the home category is always excluded, it is the most expensive category of product we do. I think what we could do is when we get into the spring season, I would love to do a survey to see if that's an add-on option that people would want, right? Same way you would do a baby add-on or a tween add-on, that home product. So,
Home product meaning?
bedding,
Oh,
water bottles,
that stuff.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of the other online styles,
Those are they're basics.
yeah, I don't think at this point, I mean,
Yeah, she said she-
we're looking to grow the business. So, it's something we can continue to look at, but, on the online only portion, again, we have 5 6.2 million people, Jennifer, visit our website. So if the only thing they're seeing is exactly what they saw yesterday at a trunk show and they're seeing nothing else, or if you're doing it in home, being able to pull up the website and say, let me show you a few other options that I don't have here. Well, I've got other colorways in this, I've got, then I think, we can't, it's almost impossible. The trunk cost and the cost to us would be too exorbitant.
Amber Bergeson says, mind blowing the cost. Thank you for sharing some of the details. It definitely enlightened some of the efforts we're making. Natalie, when it changed from 8 to 12 payments a year, they thought that TKs thought it meant they would be paying more. If you could show them the visual of the 8-month payments versus the 12. Natalie, there is a chart that I have shared. It is on the photo sharing page. It breaks down what it is by month, season, and then for the year.
And it's also in the.
It's in the FAQs.
Yeah, it's in the FAQs, so it has the exact breakdown.
Yeah.
And we addressed it on a Facebook Live. So we have shared that multiple different places, but I know it's a change. So just if you guys can reinforce would be great.
Jennifer, I thought you meant home products. I went off on a home tangent.
Yeah.
The online only styles. Again, I think we definitely addressed it. Oh, I'm glad your people are begging for bedding.
Let's hope they sell.
I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, Natalie, definitely, if they haven't seen it, you can direct them to the places where it is saved. So.
And again, when they look at, I think it's important that you share when they look at the curated trunk, because that's the one that looks, there's a couple of things that jump out. The curated trunk, I think the increase in cost on the boutique trunk is 12%, which is, to be honest with you, nothing. It has nothing to do with 12 payments. It actually has everything to do with what I talked about earlier. The curated trunk had the largest increase, but that's because we're going from 45% of the collection to 60% of the collection and increasing our assortment by 23% in that trunk. Baby went up, but it's explained actually right on that document because we added 2 extra deliveries in that. So I think it's pretty self-explanatory in terms of where the costs are. And again, trying to be as transparent as possible with you guys so that you understand this is not, anything more than trying to absorb some of the costs, because as a company, I hate to say this, right? But we're all in this to make money. You're in it to make money. And to be able to support you, the company has to make money. So what we absorbed this fall season, in additional costs that we didn't pass along to you because it all kind of blew up starting in July, and it would not have been fair to come back to any of you, is in the millions of dollars. To put it in perspective, millions. So that is a hard nut to overcome in a business our size. And as I said, we're not even passing it all along on the spring side. So. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, if you guys have questions, keep adding them.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Well, I can't believe the 3 things I'm going to address right now were not in the chat box questions. I thought for sure they'd come up. I'm so excited, and I wasn't even going to talk about them, but I have some exciting kind of updates to them. So, and then we're going to talk a little bit about leader expectation, but we had some conversation today that Allie and I and the sales team, do you guys notice? Heidi and Tracy are here with me. We had some conversation with Allie today and as a team, and really we hear you loud and clear that you wanted to know what the 2022 spring incentives were going to be. So traditionally, you all know there's spring incentives guide. I get probably 9 million text messages a day asking, what about PWIs? What about the trip? What about this and that? So here's what I'm going to communicate to you all right now. We are working on the spring 2022 incentive guide. Our goal is to get it to you before January 1st. Do not message me every day asking me if today's today. The day it is the day, I will make sure you have it first thing. We are working on it. We are shoring up all of the details. I come from a company that did not get advance notice of what's to come because they work the business in the real time. And so I would expect that those spring incentives would be launched with January 1 as we roll into the new year. It's excited. We've closed up 2021. Now we're moving into 2022. But I've heard you loud and clear, so I'm going to make a compromise. I'm going to give you guys it a couple days early. Now, we are working on this as a team. Many of you have been very patient saying, okay, as soon as you know, please just let us know. Some have not been so patient, but we're working on it. So I'm going to give you a little teaser today. We are going to be unveiling a jump start enhancement. We are not taking anything away. We are actually rewarding one more behavior that honestly should have been rewarded before. So it's a big win. You will hear the details. I'm not going to tell you all the details right now. We are finalizing them. Plus, I don't have them in writing, and it's like a game of telephone. I say it. I actually got 2 emails today from people who said, well, Renee said this, and I didn't. So I want to have it in writing, but it's a huge win for those of you who are going to recruit and bring new Jumpstart Trunk Keepers in. We are adding another layer of incentive. The next one I'm going to share, PWIs. I get this question all the time. Are you taking away our PWIs? No, we're not taking those away. Your personal wardrobe incentives, we're not taking away. In fact, the reason why we haven't finalized the details, we want to look at different ways that we can incentivize you a little bit sooner. How will that work? What will that look like? How can we make this even more lucrative for you? So if you, I guess what I'm saying, if you guys are patient and bear with me, I'm working hard with the team to actually give you more. I hope Donna didn't hear that, because she's probably like, oh, wait, I didn't hear all these details. So
Sell more than you have more.
exactly. What did you say? Tracy called it something today, and I thought that was like, I don't know.
I called it something today.
You said something today, and I thought, oh yeah. So we are looking at ways, again, we have told you guys, one of the goals of the sales team is making sure that our incentives, rewards, and recognitions, our recognition is motivating while also growing the business. So PWIs, you are hearing this from me. They are not going away. In fact, we are looking at different options to maybe make this a little more lucrative. So there you go. We don't have the details. They will come to you by the end of the year. The next one is the trip. Yes, we're just going to say it. Show up behind the scenes so you can see where the trip is going to be. I'm just going to say it out there. Okay, it's exciting. I want you guys there. I'm not going to tell you today what it is. I will tell you that I wholeheartedly agree with the feedback we have received that our top sellers want to be on the trip. They want to know that they can earn it. They want to know that sales is being recognized as a key component to earning the trip. I 100% agree with you guys. 100%. Guess what? We are going to do exactly that. So we will be sharing the trip qualifiers. We will not be sharing where we're going. That's up behind the scenes. So that is coming your way. And then last one, I'm just going to address this one. $1,500. If I don't sell $1,500 in a month, what's going to happen to me? Okay, guys, I don't want you to worry about this, because this is actually something, when I think you guys read it, it's going to be a huge benefit to you. This is something where we're actually looking at when you sell $1,500, you get something. This is an add-on. For some reason, it's if I don't sell $1,500, they're going to take away from me. That's not what's happening at all. We're actually looking at it the other way, obstacles versus opportunity. And so we're looking at it as, man, we really want to hit that benchmark of 1,500. And to do that, what can we incentivize? What can we reward and recognize? So whoever's spreading all these rumors, like we're kicking people out and it's crazy, be patient with us, guys. We are committed to making our rewards, recognitions, and incentives more lucrative while also protecting the company growth and using it as leverage. So bear with me, it is coming. We will be sharing it. We will be sharing it in the spring incentive guide. And again, my goal is to getting it to you a couple days early, which is totally against I'm used to waiting until the actual season, but I'm going to compromise with you. So those are quick little updates there. The next thing I just want to jump into is leader expectation. And Donna touched on this. Danielle commented and said, we're out there sharing the information. what's happening here? Sharing the information. And I am in many of your team pages, and absolutely that is happening in quite a few of them. I see you really supporting your team, sharing with them the FAQs, the agreement. I see a lot of you learning to empower your team rather than enable your team. I'm loving that shift. You're pointing them to where the answers are. But a couple things we really need your help with. One, Danielle even talked about this, the negativity on Facebook. Guys, I'm just gonna ask you as leaders, when you see that, and especially if it's somebody on your team, this is the perfect time that you pick up the phone and you address that, okay? And the reason being is we are a direct selling company that directly compensates people for enrolling trunk keepers and mentoring that trunk keeper. That's by definition what makes us a direct selling company. So we have the expectation when you see or hear these things from your team, really jump in and use that as a mentoring opportunity. Again, this is what makes our industry so great. You get to bring people in, and then we're going to compensate you for mentoring, guiding, and coaching them. So their first line of communication in this industry is with you. Their enrolling trunk keeper or their leader. First line of communication. It's not Donna. Stop sending her text messages about everything. I know she will answer them, but because we are a direct selling company, their first line of communication is with the enrolling trunk keeper and then the leader. And so we are really going to hold that as a high expectation of leadership in this company. From there, if you're a leader and someone comes to you and you're like, man, this TK is a little out of control on Facebook. I think I need to call in some reinforcement. The really cool thing is you actually have a sales team right now. You have a sales team that is fully equipped to help you handle those situations that get a little bit tough. So if you've had somebody on your team who is repeatedly negative, you've had those conversations, you've talked with her one-on-one, this is a great opportunity to rely on your field development directors. So just a reminder, Tracy will be working closely with trunk keepers and senior trunk keepers, Heidi, team leaders and senior team leaders, and of course, executives, nationals, please come directly to
Team builders.
Team builders
Too.
Oh, team builders too.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Cannot forget
I know,
that.
we can't forget that. From there, they will work with you. They come into some rough spots. They'll come to me, and then look, we're sitting in the right order, actually. Well, kind of. But we're kind, like, we will help support that and guide that. So what I'm asking you guys as leaders, and what I'm setting as an expectation, when you see those things, address them head on. And then if they are not resolved, then find the appropriate field development director who will then funnel this information and we will take care of it. This is how this is communication and coaching and mentoring effectively works. We need you guys to do it. We just do. Things like Facebook groups can get extremely out of control, posts, comments, and usually, yes, Danielle is right. It's almost always the same people. So that's a perfect opportunity for you guys to reach out to us, and we'll have those tough conversations with them directly. We don't have a problem with that. You guys are learning very quickly. We don't have a problem with tough conversation. So that's one expectation. The next expectation is kind of a little bit differently, but I want to throw this out there because it is timely, and we just got an email about this. We need some help too, not related to Facebook or anything like that, but you guys will notice that I have been sending you emails when you have some trunk keepers who are having a little bit of difficulty with payment deadlines. I mean, let's just be honest. I will be honest. When I was younger, I pushed those payment deadlines on anything and everything. I just did. We have some trunk keepers who need a gentle reminder from their leaders. Hey, are you coming back? You know, I'll give you guys a quick coaching. When you get an email from me, one of the best things you can do is just reach out to that trunk keeper and say, hey, are you coming back for next season? And then it starts the conversation of their standing. And again, you know, that is something that, yes, we have a finance department. People might come back and say, well, you know, why aren't you guys reaching out to them? I think we send, oh my gosh, I don't have it in front of me, maybe 5 emails to them. But when we have their mentor, their coach, their upline, their enrolling trunk keeper reach out, you guys have built the relationship with them. You've built the personal relationship. They feel more comfortable coming to you and say, you know what? I've actually been out with COVID for 2 weeks, haven't had an opportunity to pay it. Or you know what? We've had some financial difficulties. My husband lost his job. What are some options? You guys are that bridge. You are their safe zone, and that's where they're going to talk to you. And again, that's part of the leader expectation, is building those relationships and being able to have those conversations. So we're just asking you guys if you can give us a hand with that, so we can close out 2021 with clean slate and get those trunk keepers coming back very quickly in 2022. Okay, so Heidi is going to be sharing, you guys are going to be hearing from Heidi in just a little bit, but one of the things you are going to be hearing nonstop in these calls, there's probably going to be a leader expectation segment in every single one of these monthly Zooms. And this is just our opportunity to really come together and define what leadership looks like here at Matilda Jane. So that was the first one. We'll see you on the next one. But I do want to jump right into some big exciting news. I feel like that first half hour is pretty heavy.
Yes.
Everything else from here on out is kind of like,
Fine.
it literally says, this is what it says. Jenna announces big news. I wrote that down. And then after that, it says, Renee, congratulations. And then it's like, oh, I can't tell you that, because then I'll give away the secrets. But I am going to turn it over to Jenna for the announcing the big news.
Oh.
Are you ready?
I'm ready,
Oh,
guys.
she's over there like, wait, it's time, it's time.
I'm ready. I should have read the email.
I wrote it out for her and
I know, I
everything.
should have read it. So you guys, I think all know, we got a lot of feedback on custom sizing. You know, we opened the door with Good Heart for the fall season. And it, you know, with timing did not work out for us to allow Good Heart trunk keepers to opt back in for their sizing for spring. But I know that it's really important that you guys and your trunk keepers are able to wear the clothes. And when you are a size large, extra large, extra, extra large, you really are in most cases not getting anything in your trunk that you can put on. So for Good Heart, we are going to open up the option to have 2 sizes. So you can stick with the standard mix of small, medium, or large, or we are going to have an option that mixes large, extra large, and extra, extra large. So it'll be a mix of sizes every month. It'll give you the option if you or your trunk keepers on your team need those larger sizes. I know there were a lot of people that were on the fence about signing back up because of the sizing. We're going to make it happen. It's a lot of logistics here. Again, it might not be perfect right out of the gate, because we're juggling around some POs, but I think that it's important that we have that option. So we are a size inclusive brand, and that includes the trunk keepers. So hopefully
I better see some, I want some
I
hearts and
know.
likes. Like if this was Facebook Live,
Lives.
I want some hearts and likes. Like,
Yes.
this is what I've been
we're
hearing
excited.
nonstop.
Andrea,
OMG,
Yes.
Okay, that's what
Yay.
we're talking about. Now I'm just gonna piggyback on your
Yes.
exciting news.
Okay.
That when a trunk keeper goes in to select Good Heart, you will now see the option
Ooh.
to pick that. Allie, she's amazing. Allie's on the
She like
call.
already did it.
I know. it's
I
ready to
know.
go.
She did it like right after, like right before the call. And some very aware, what's the word? Like aware trunk keeper already saw it within like 2, like I was like, I just did it. How'd they see that? And so when you go back in, you will now see the option to choose those sizes. I know I'm gonna get the question. I don't want to put Allie on the spot, but if she's listening, she might jump in. But what if I already picked my Good Heart trunk?
Yes,
Now I don't
Allie.
get to skip my size?
Yes.
Well, of
No,
course
of
we're
course.
gonna of course, guys.
Yep.
I don't know the
Yeah.
logistics. That's an Allie question.
Yeah, we'll go back to all
Yeah.
those people, Renee, who have already signed up and make sure that they're able to choose.
Yay.
And I will turn that other option back on now.
Yay, thank you. So this
You're
is
welcome.
very exciting. Guys, again, leader expectation. We heard your feedback. We are expecting our leaders to take this information back in the same level of excitement and passion as you did with the feedback you brought me. You brought that passion in, take that passion back out with the excitement of this announcement. So that was big news.
Okay, I did it.
Very, very exciting. So anyone who's not yet signed up, they are going to want to sign up and select their sizing trunk. If you already signed up, we will make sure we
Yes.
get your size. No problem. Okay, are you guys ready for some more exciting news?
Yes.
I am.
What's happening over here?
We're definitely ready.
They're so
I'm ready.
I'm gonna ask that again. Are you guys ready for some exciting news?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So you guys,
Wait, quick question.
Oh,
If
yeah.
somebody has ordered MJ and now wants to grab Goodheart,
Oh.
they use the same link.
that's an Ally question. Ally, we need you.
Yeah, they won't be able to use the same link. So we will call them, send me their name. We will call them. We'll have to probably delete their old submission or alter their old submission and add that on for them.
Okay, and I'm just gonna give you a hint. I would hang on to the very end of this call because there might be another reason.
Yes.
Might be another reason that if you already signed up with MJ only, we might be sharing something at the end of this call that may change your mind about adding Goodheart as well. Don't hang up early. Okay, but before we do that, I have a huge congratulations to share with everyone. You guys know in October, Team Leader Retreat, it was an amazing event. You earned it, we invited, all kinds of good stuff. Our team leaders came here to Fort Myers. It was so fun. We did our first ever EGO. Everyone gets one, and we gifted our attendees and earners a trunk that they could go out and gift to somebody in one of our expansion target states. And it was a test. We never done it. We aren't really sure how it's gonna work, where people are just gonna gift this to like their cat, dog, and naked neighbor. Who knows? They might. I kind of laid down the law, don't do that, but you still don't know. You don't know what that's gonna look like. And we have had a very clear vision here at Matilda Jane for wrapping up this year and moving into next year, and that is the strategy of expansion. We live in 5 states pretty much. We want to live in all states. And so we are looking at different ways that we can help you guys and support you with different tools. So we put that program in place. And tonight I want to congratulate our top 3 leaders. Yay, whose new TK produced amazing sales, and actually the top 3 sales in the last since they were gifted their trunk. So there are top 3. Donna, do you want to read the top 3? It's right here, right here.
I can't read it. It's all screwed up here.
Okay, number 1.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh.
Oh,
Number
the
1, Amber Heard.
Woo-hoo.
Are we announcing her trunk?
Yes,
keeper?
and let's know
Okay.
what her sales are.
Okay. Amber Heard's gifted trunk keeper lives in Illinois. She did, I feel like this is like a game show.
This is so fun.
She did $6,692. And her name is Stephanie Webb.
wow.
Congratulations, Amber. Great
awesome.
job. And congratulations, Stephanie, even though you're not on, but we'll make sure we get to you.
Shout out to Illinois.
Shout out to Illinois. All right, this is a good one. And number 2, Nicole Kletzko. Congratulations,
I think I saw
Nicole.
Yes, Nicole's on.
Amber was
Okay.
busy tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nicole recruited someone from Nebraska. Nebraska. Oh my gosh. She has done $3,796 in
Amazing.
Nebraska, ladies. If that's not growth opportunity, come on. Our new trunk keeper's name is Megan. I'm gonna try not to butcher this. Razkondrazo.
It's
Razkondrazo.
long.
Did I do that well, Nicole? Did I get her name right? Oh my God, I hope so.
I might be learning that one as well.
Okay, and number 3, drum roll, Jennifer Gernan. Congratulations, Jennifer. Jennifer's trunk keeper, is this Mississippi? No, is that where she is?
I think MS is Mississippi.
Mississippi. Did we get that right, Jennifer? It's
Yes.
Mississippi? It printed, my email printed out funky.
It did, the formatting was not great.
Yeah.
It's either Mississippi.
Yes,
there we go.
Mississippi.
Okay.
$2,122.
Wow.
And that is Lacey Case.
That's
Congratulations to
awesome.
all three
Good job,
leaders.
ladies.
Congratulations to all three gifted trunk keepers.
Awesome. Okay,
Oh my
so
gosh, what does that mean?
it
What does
means
it
something really
mean?
exciting.
What
So,
does it
I know,
mean?
I know.
Come on.
Do you think we just congratulate them? No, because we are committed to those rewards and incentives. So they do not know this is about to happen. But Amber, Nicole, and Jennifer, we are gonna gift you one more trip. You have done such a fantastic job. You didn't try to go out and recruit your naked neighbor. You actually recruited somebody in one of those states who came in and rocked it. You set a great example for them, and they went out and took it and ran. And so we're gonna continue that with you. We're gonna give you one more opportunity. Who knows, if you knock it out of the park, we might do it again.
Yes, pay it
But
forward.
hey, we're gonna give you one more trunk to gift. And guess what? Not only are we gonna give you one more trunk to gift,
There's more.
there's more.
Wait,
more?
There's more.
Stop, this
There's
is my
more.
favorite
This
part.
is so fun.
Okay.
We are gifting your new trunk keeper who rocked it and knocked it out of the park. So Stephanie, Megan, and Lacey, you're going to now have the opportunity to continue expanding in their state, our strategic expansion state, and we are giving them a trunk to gift. We'll be emailing you, 6 of you, the details and make sure that you have all the ins and outs of that gift, that trunk we're
Yes.
gifting.
Yeah.
And hint, hint, who knows, we might do this again in the future. So now you guys are seeing how it pays to really take these and run. Real quickly, I just want to congratulate Dawn D'Angelo, Dina Miller, Christy Stoniker, I'm learning, guys. Okay?
Stoniker, you got it right.
Jessica, is it Pate? Pate.
Yep.
I should have had Donna
Jessica
read
Pate.
this. Sarah Stowe, Amber Butler, Maggie Morgan, Rebecca. How do you say Rebecca's last name? Okay, thank you.
Colette.
Rachel,
Colette?
you both said it differently, so I
said
don't know.
Palais, like,
Oh, Palais.
I think
I don't know,
Palais
is it-
sounds like
is it Palette?
Do
someone,
you pronounce the T? Becca?
Do we pronounce the T, Becca, at the end?
we want to know how fancy.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
pilot, like airplane pilot.
Pilot, see?
Oh.
We rolled wrong. No, I don't feel as bad. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
We were
Kristen.
making it very fancy.
Pilot, okay.
See, it's not fancy, just pilot.
Rachel Huber and Emily Kushnak, who's on here 23 times. Emily. Each of those leaders also took the opportunity to gift their free trunk, and their new trunk keeper did have sales. And so
That's
I want to
awesome.
take the time to congratulate you
good
as
job,
well.
ladies. That's awesome.
Okay, we know we are running short on time, but we only got a few quick things
And
before
hang in
we wrap
there.
out. Hang
Hang in there
because
until the
what
end.
we share at the end is gonna blow you away, but I do want to take a moment to give you time with your Senior Director of Field and Leadership Development, Heidi over here. Heidi has been here, I don't want to say it because you might be talking about this, but we've had the opportunity, Tracy and Heidi just met yesterday. We've had a great day today planning out some great incentives and just what the future looks like. But I'm going to turn it over to Heidi and then come back and we're going to wrap up with even bigger, exciting news.
Well, hi, everybody. It's nice to see you guys kind of on Zoom. I'm sure it's good for you guys to see me too. So I'm just starting off into my 3rd week with the company, and it's really been a good day so far, just to kind of put pieces together and ask questions and see sneak peeks at the new clothes. I'm not gonna lie, that was my favorite part. Oh, and meeting Donna and Jenna. But anyway, I just want to start off actually by saying thank you again to those of you who have already met with me. I've been reaching out to all of you kind of individually. I'm saying all, but really I have a list going and it's just kind of one at a time as I have the time. But I've met with roughly 20 of you already, and it's been a one-on-one conversation. And I'm actually interested in having more of these conversations. In fact, I have about 10 invitations out there right now in Facebook Messenger to some of you, and I just haven't heard back, or I've got a yes, but hold on, and that's fine too. But I just kind of wanted to talk to all of you who are on this call and let you know that my heart is to, number one, meet you, hear about your business, gather your feedback, but then also work with you. So what I've already started to do, you guys, this is like the best notebook ever. I have been filling it with all of your notes. And then of course I had to put it into Excel, categorize it all. And tomorrow, Renee has committed to allow me to share your feedback with her. And as a sales team, we're going to talk about it. I'm not making any promises, but I think it's really important for us in the home office to hear your feedback. This is the best way for us to hear it, is for you guys to come directly to us. I appreciate the maturity in that and your willingness to share. But I've gotten some really good feedback. In fact, some of it is like, one leader has a question and the next day I've had a leader who has the answer. And I've had a few of those and a lot of like enlightening moments and things that have inspired me. So I've got these really good ideas brewing, and I think I'm starting to kind of form my own vision for you guys and kind of how to move forward with positivity and with really, really, really good support. So all that to say, if we have not talked yet and you would like to move your conversation with me up to be sooner than later, i.e. before the first of the year, please just send me a Facebook message. I will absolutely put you on my calendar. And that is really part of my plan for the next couple of weeks, is just connecting with you guys one-on-one. I want to meet you before conference, meet you over the phone. So let's meet, let's talk. I know this will be a little bit of a slower time, a little bit of a resting time, and I totally appreciate that. But yeah, I just kind of want to continue to meet you guys, because by the time we get to conference zone, we are going to be running, you know, and it should be a good run. And I want to be like right behind you. So let's get our conversations and our meet and greets now. And we're going to build it up, and it's going to be exciting. And I have good things coming for you. So stay tuned, because January in Facebook will be good. So, and I'm not, this is not a fake good and a, oh, rah, no, this is a good, it's a really good.
It's a good.
She's giving you a little teaser. True story. Heidi has probably texted me 3 or 4, quite a few times after she gets off a call with one of you. And she'll say things like, I love my job. She really does. And she'll text me another time. I'll get a text. I just got off the phone with so-and-so. This is my favorite part of this job. And she really does. She truly values that time with you. Our goal is to connect with you, but also to ensure those connections end up in growth for you and your business, because ultimately that's why you're here. And so we're so excited. Get on her calendar. Tracy has been working very hard in the TKs and SCKs and Jumpstart. Tracy, you want to just say hi real quick?
Yes, I do, because Heidi and I have been talking on the side too. And I am working with new TKs, TKs, and STKs, and really want to collaborate with Heidi and you guys. So if you have somebody on your team who you know is your next leader, but you want someone to partner with them, you need a little bit of help, they need extra encouragement, that is what I'm here for. So Heidi and I really have been working behind the scenes and hoping that, you know, she asked me, well, do you care if these leaders come to me and say, well, I have a couple people on my team, I really want to move up to the next level? I said, no, I want them then on my calendar as well. So I am doing my best to reach out to all of the new TKs, TKs, and STKs. However, if you have someone on your radar that you know is going to be the next team builder, team leader, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or let Heidi know who that person is. I actually have already had one of you reach out to me and hook me up with somebody who I've had a call with, which was honestly, I told them too, my very favorite part of this as well. And we have a second call on the schedule for Monday. So that's what I'm here for. That is my very favorite part of what I do too, is just teaming with people, being your cheerleader and encourager, and being the person here who's going to get you to that next. I want to graduate my people to Heidi. That's my whole
part of the
goal
evil
here.
plan.
That's our
Yeah, and Facebook teaser. We've been working on some things together, so there might be a little bit of flow. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna say this. I promise you guys, these are not going to be time wasters. They are going to be business growers. So just hear that. That's my heart. So
I told them before you guys came on board that we were gonna take our time to bring in the best of the best experts in this field, and you guys, you have it now, and they hate when I say this, but I'm just gonna say it. Your sales team has they don't like when I say this, over 60 years of combined experience in this industry and or adult learning, and
that's old. That's what
60 years. It's no wonder, like, we're not falling apart yet.
Renee had 50 of them.
Oh. I'm just kidding. I just threw me under the bus. She just threw me under the bus.
As long as we should be able to say that.
Okay, I would say something, but I'm not going to. I'm going to remain professional.
Sorry.
Okay, but we gotta wrap this up real quick, and we have our last bit of exciting news, and this is one other reason why you're gonna wanna make your decision. Your trunk keepers are gonna wanna make their decision to choose their trunk before December 31st, which is our ultimate deadline. Yes, we say Wednesday. Please don't run into your team and say, oh, well, you can actually wait till December 31st. We say December 15th because that's the timeline we want you to work on, so that you can spend time getting that formal list and following up with anyone who has not yet committed before the season starts. I heard a weird rumor today. I'm just going to address it before we get the big announcement. Somebody said, well, I don't know who it was. I don't remember. Well, you know, what if I don't get a trunk in January, so I'm going to make my decision in February. Then I'll let you know. Here's the thing, guys. You don't come back by the end of the year. First of all, you're going to miss a whole month of seeing all these beautiful faces. Okay? You're going to miss a whole month of not getting behind the scenes training. You're also going to have to turn around in February and pay $100 enrollment fee, which we've already grandfathered you all in. Why would you waste $100 and come back later? You're going to miss a whole month of the year of not being able to earn commissions. So basically you're already shortchanging yourself one full month of the year of earning money. Who would do that? No one. Okay. You're giving yourself a 1/12 of a year pay cut right off the bat. Don't do that. Also, if you're a team leader, guys, just remember your mentor, she may love to have your team roll up to them, but you won't. So get your signups in before the end of the year. Even though there's no trunk in January, keep in mind as well, the trunk payments, and Donna touched on this, the trunk payments were the total of the trunks, the product you're getting, and we divided it by 6 months. So when some of you have said to me, well, why do we have to pay in January when we don't even get a trunk? That's not true. We took the full cost of the trunk and divided it over 6 months rather than dividing it over 5. Why? Wouldn't you like a lower payment each month? Again, guys, 5 months or 6 months, we just spread it out over 6 to lower that payment. So if you come in February, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you, there will be a short time frame at the end where you still got to pay for the trunk. We just were spreading it out over longer payments for you to lessen the monthly car payment, as Donna said. Okay, so if you're hearing that craziness, let's just put a stop to it right now. We are going to make our commitments by the end of the year because you want to come back to us. Now, not only do you want to come back to us because you love us, Donna has something really
Okay, but I'm going to make them wait one more second.
What?
Yeah, we got getting hungry.
No questions.
Questions.
Stop asking questions because you guys want to hear. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
All right, what are they?
Okay, so we got a question from Shelley. I think some of the hesitation to sign up for spring is the fact that only 6 items were released in December. There were actually 14 items released in December. 8 of them just came early. We pulled our gifting up. We wanted you guys to be able to maximize gifting with everybody shopping early in November. So it did. It took away from what we brought in December, but the collection itself was much more robust. And, we exceeded what we thought we would do in November because of that.
I know November, we actually had a larger assortment and more opportunity than last
Yeah,
year.
And our customer loved that.
Yeah,
They loved
yeah.
getting their shopping done early.
December
And
stuff has been really good.
absolutely.
And the 10% EOS commission has resulted in much lower sales. People are scared to be in the red starting off with the new year. Allie, I'm not sure if you can jump in, but the EOS commission hasn't changed this season.
No, it has not.
So,
It's the same as it has always been, or it has been at least for the last couple of years. So we didn't change anything relative to commissions on end of season.
We did get a question from Sarah Stowe. Will they have a deposit waiver as of December 31st? The deposit is waived through the 31st after.
Is that the $100 enrollment
Yeah.
fee? I think
That's
she's
for
saying?
new
Yeah.
only.
Yep.
Yes, so if you can make your
Yep.
trunk commitment by the end of the year, you are a returning trunk keeper,
Right,
you are
yeah,
grandfathered
right.
in.
Mhm.
After that, no, the $100 enrollment fee will be assessed.
And then are January and July still considered bonus months, or do they have to sell $500 in those?
No,
months?
there will still be a $500
Yeah.
requirement. I want you guys to remember, put this in perspective. They've got a 60-day grace period. I mean, it's not like we're saying hit the road, you didn't sell. Also, you have to remember, we still have product to sell in January. There are still items we are
Really
expecting
cute product.
to adorable product. Donna said earlier, some of the best products she's seen. So wait a minute. Yes, so we need our field selling in those 2 months, and we're gonna give you the tools to do it. We're also gonna give some lucrative and selling incentives for the month of January as well. I can't tell you what they are, but they're pretty awesome. So yes, we are doing business 12 months out of the year now. That means you get to put money in your pocket 12 months out of the year, and you're gonna have the product to do it. So absolutely.
Got it, Shelley. I thought you were saying commission changed. Yes. It is, you do.
And when they hear what we're announcing, they're gonna sell well beyond $500 in January.
All right,
It's that good.
hit it.
All right, so here I get to do the exciting.
Oh,
Is that exciting
I
news?
get to do the
This
exciting.
is so exciting.
Okay, so this is specific to Good Heart. And this is including anyone that may have signed up for Good Heart already or signs up for Good Heart by the end
Yes,
of
December
December,
31st.
by December 31st. We want to welcome, don't we want to welcome everybody back into Good Heart? We know it's been a little bit of a rocky up and down.
I know.
And we're so excited about the future. So we have a gift for all returning. This is only for returning trunk keepers signing up for Good Heart, whether you sign up Good Heart only, whether you sign up for Good Heart and Matilda Jane, whether you've signed up already or you sign up by the 31st.
Yes.
We are going to waive your first month payment. So
Yay.
no
Of Good Heart.
payment of Good Heart, no payment of Good Heart until February. Nothing in January. We completely waive it. We don't build it back in. We don't add it back on. We absorb the full payment in January for you.
It's $199.
What a gift, what a.
That is
109
awesome.
I don't see anybody excited.
I would have loved that.
Why is that that no one is saying anything?
Okay, Leslie.
Schwab.
This is like the best Christmas gift
It's
ever.
like the
I think that's, wow, amazing, wow. We know that money gets a little
Tight.
slim
Pick
in
your
January.
size and you get a free.
Pick your
month.
size
Yeah.
and you get a free month.
That's really
There
fun.
you go.
Yes.
So here you go. We are giving you we are paying your January payment, Good Heart only, which is
Yeah.
really exciting. Yes, if you've already signed up or you've already signed up for Matilda Jane, and now you're like, oh man, I definitely gotta add Good Heart, we'll make it happen. Allie will make it happen. Allie will. She actually, I believe, has a communication going out to the field.
Yeah.
We talked about it earlier. So if you already have signed up for Matilda Jane Trunk, I want you guys to now layer on Good Heart and share this with your teams. We have a great vision for Good Heart, and we know that if you have the product, you're more likely to sell it. And so we want to lighten that load for you, give you a Christmas gift, and take a little off of your wallet for January. So
You know what, guys, I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts, and I know the meeting started off heavy, and I had to hit everything head on because I want to make sure that all the questions get answered, and that in the spirit of what I promised all of you, and I promised this company when I joined, that I would be very transparent about what goes on here. I would love to get past the hurdles of people not trusting us. I'm going to ask you to help me manage that because I have, to be perfectly honest,